Hey guys, Stephanie Heron here with Chosen Weeds Farm. I'm back at it with doing some easy peasy vegetables and herbs to start your spring and even your fall garden. So what we're going over, just to recap, this is a video series on if you're a beginner gardener, and even if you're not, some really easy vegetables and herbs to get started with that are no-brainers, that most people like. And I always tell people, you know, don't plant things that you won't eat, and don't plant things that won't grow in your area. But one thing that will grow just about as everywhere that I'm going to talk about is basil. It's by far my most favorite herb, and there's so many varieties of basil. We're not just talking about sweet basil here, even though I do love sweet basil. We're talking about all sorts of crazy basils, and I don't even know how many varieties. If you read my blog post that's attached to this video, you will see I'll talk about all the varieties of basil I grow and why they're my favorite. So let's get started. We're gonna walk back here and guys around here, and so sometimes I put basil in containers, and sometimes I'm going to put them in the ground. And one of them right here, he's just itty bitty for right now. He's going to get nice and big. This is Spicy Globe Basil. So if you want to add a kick to your sautés and pestos and sauces, you can add some Spicy Globe Basil. Just a fun little basil is cinnamon basil. I've actually infused this into a cinnamon soap before, and it has a really, really pretty flower. It's already starting to flower. The one thing about basil, the one thing about basil is bees love basil, especially holy basil and African blue basil. I mean, these basils get huge to be huge bushes, and they will be covered in bees. And I happen to have my neighbor just a few houses down has bees, and so I'm always finding his bees here, and it makes me so happy. I'll get back to some other basils here. I have a new basil this year that I started from seed. This is Cardinal Basil, and it's going to get this is going to get really, really big. It's going to get a big purple flower, which I'm really, really excited to see. Of course, basil that I haven't gotten into the ground yet, or into my pots yet, but I will. I'm not too worried about sweet basil. That's super easy to do. Sorry about the sun. Now I'm going to show you one basil that is extremely hardy even with a cold. And a lot of times basils, sorry, I'm trying to get away from the sun. A lot of times basil, especially sweet basil, doesn't do well with the cold. So once the temperatures hit about 40 degrees, it dies. You get a frost, it's going to be gone. But this basil is called bell pepper basil, and it will survive cold snaps and actually light freezes. We've had it's survived. My bell pepper basil has survived 3 winters. And I know it doesn't get that cold here, but we do get down into 28 degrees. So this is my huge bell pepper basil plant here. And it will send up babies everywhere, and it really does smell like bell pepper, taste like bell pepper. So it's kind of got a little bit tougher of a leaf, but you just chop it up and you put it in some whatever you want to use bell pepper in. And I mean, it's just a huge bush, and it's kind of fun. Bees love that too. And another thing you can use basils for is your flower arrangements. It looks really pretty. The flowers look really pretty in the flower arrangements. I like to use that. So there you have it. Those are all the basils that I grow. And like I said, if you read the blog post that this video is attached to, you're going to see all of my favorites and how I use them. Oh, I did forget about one really, really important basil, and that is holy basil. It is the queen of all basils. It's extremely medicinal, and it's great for mouth sores. It's antibacterial, antimicrobial. in a lot of cultures, in the Middle East and everything, it's very, very sacred basil. And so I like to have it for medicinal purposes, and once again, the bees and the butterflies love it, as the flowers as well. All of these are super easy to grow. I'm telling you guys that you're not going to have any problems. If you don't feel like you have a green thumb and you want some herbs, do some basil. So anyway, if you have any questions, please let me know. I will continue my series of super simple, easy peasy plants to get started with, whether you're a beginner or an expert or an intermediate, and how I grow them here on the farm. Until next time, if you would like more of these videos, make sure you sign up for my email list at www.thechosenweeds.com. And until next time, I will see you guys later.